do you believe in Dalton? I mean, let's be honest now. Dalton, even though he has made some plays, in my opinion, there's not a lot of difference between Andy Dalton and Tony Romo except years in the league.
But see, that was my point about him finding a second receiver. If he get a strong number 2 receiver, that would change the whole demographic of their offense. Because the running back they drafted, Bernard, he's a pretty good kid. And Ben Jarvis, Ray Ellis, he's been pretty good ever since he was with the Patriots. He's a touchdown machine.
The law firm.
He never fumbles the ball. That's all.
King and king.
I mean, they have everything they need on offense, except that number 2 receiver. They have decent tight ends.
Yeah.
So, I mean, what else are they missing on offense?
I'm going to tell you like this. I look at this division. This division, this is where I think the front office for all 4 teams have done a very good job. Ozzie Newsome is the best front office guy out of all these guys. Because I do too. You look at it, all the losses that they had, even they wouldn't have been able to bring this team back due to cap casualties, finances and stuff like that. But the way they put this team together in order for Joe money to kick in this year, down the road, and what a lot of people don't realize about a lot of these quarterbacks, they're signing them to good, affordable contracts. They're paying up front, but on the back end, they're going to be able to put together championship teams. But that's quarterback discussion. What I like about this division and the Ravens winning this division, I look at Cleveland. They're still in the building process. Yeah. They got to figure out their offense. They're all young. Defense, I agree with what you said as far as the patchwork, but I think it can work as far as what they're going to do together. Pittsburgh, it's just time to rebuild. And I also kind of think that my guy, Omar Epps' twin brother, he's kind of making some mistakes, but I think he's a good coach. He just got to he need to rehash this thing and get it back going right. One thing about the Rooney family, they're going to support Mike Tomlin. They're going to keep it going. They're not going to just fire him just because he's going through a bad stretch. Yeah. Now, the best team as far as talent in this division is the Cincinnati Bengals. Yeah. They will not win because they're cursed. They would either have to sacrifice a goat at the stadium.
You still got that 1988 Joe Montana to John Taylor touchdown on your mind, man.
No, I got everything.
All of that ugly Ickenwood shit we used to do in elementary school.
No, I have everything about them on my mind. When they've had talent. This is not the first time they've had a talented team. They always figure out a way to mess it up. Hey, when they should have won and went far in the playoffs against Pittsburgh, but Carson Palmer threw that ball faithfully. What's the guy name? Fell on his leg and messed up his career. It's just something always happens with them. Yeah, so I think that this division will be won by the Baltimore Ravens, probably going 10-6. I don't think they're going to dominate, but this is a division where Baltimore they're rebuilding quickly. They're not going to suffer a slump. Cincinnati is going to continue to be good. They've got good young talent across the board. I don't think I questioned about them is Andy Dalton arm strength. And I like the offensive line. I like the wide receivers. I like everything about them, except for I think Marvin Williams shouldn't be the head coach.
Marvin Lewis.
And
I hate Marvin Williams.
Did I say Marvin Williams? Yeah, I do hate Marvin Williams.
NBA season coming.
What? I can agree with you that I think the Ravens are going to win this division.
Right.
Yeah. I will disagree with all of you guys in the sense that I don't think Pittsburgh is going to be as bad as you think. And I'm going to tell you why.
You can't count Pittsburgh out.
On defense, first of all, that you can't count them out. But one of the reasons you can't count them out is on defense, the 3-4 is based around what? Taking up blocks up front.
Correct.
And linebacker play.
Correct.
Who has better linebacker play than Pittsburgh?
Well, I actually said that if this team is good, it's going to be because of the linebackers.
Yeah. Is their linebacker core is that good? Their front three, while they're not vaunted,
right?
All of them I looked at, they all take up blocks very well.
He's gone.
Yeah, he's gone. Casey Hampton is gone.
He's old.
Wow.
I do think he might return, but they still have a lot of pieces up front that take up blocks. So your front seven works. It's not as good as everybody else as far as talent, but your front seven works. That back end, the reason it's been covered up is because of Troy Polamalu and that front seven. The front seven is still there.
Yeah, Ryan Clark.
So I honestly believe that if they wanted to do ground and pound,
they
could ground and pound Cincinnati. They could ground and pound Cleveland. And by the looks of this defense over for the Ravens up the middle, they could ground and pound the Ravens up the middle. But that's all dependent on Todd Haley and Ben Roethlisberger's relationship.
Right.
If they work together, they could make some noise. I'm not saying that I think they'll win this division, but I think that they could creep up past Cincinnati and get the number 2 spot just off of the intangibles.
So you agree with that Cincinnati needs to sacrifice a goat?
But see, that's not going to work. Cleveland did that.
They didn't sacrifice a goat.
No, they did humans.
They sacrificed almost there.
Yeah, since Cleveland is the place where talent goes to die.
Yes. They have them.
But you know what? The reason I know I'm just kidding about the superstition stuff, but the reason why pro athletes in any other major sports don't go to Cleveland because it's a horrible city.
It is.
And I'm not. And Cleveland people, if you see this, I'm not saying your city sucks, but when you look at it, if I'm 22 years old, I want to be able to go out and have a good time. I want to be able to go do things. I want my family to be in a good school. Ohio, as far as education, is not the best city in the world. That's been proven. I live in Georgia. We're not as great either.
No.
You know, ain't, finna, coulda, shoulda. But I want to go to the beach. I want to be close to certain things. I want to do certain things. That's why athletes don't come there. It's just factual.
Yeah.
Name me. And matter of fact, when you put the negative comments about that black MF or whatever on YouTube, I want you to name me one significant free agent signing in any sport that you have ever had. Think about it.
Larry Hughes.
Wow.
What?
Mo Williams. I'm sorry. I'm going to the basketball.
You couldn't keep Manny.